Hello everyone, and welcome to the CHERIZA Report. We are pleased to be with you, and again, we thank you for inviting us into your home, your living room, your dining room, even your car, because you may be watching from your smartphone. So wherever you find yourself, we say thank you. This show is about how do we grow this community? How do we have conversations, difficult conversation about critical issues to make sure that we can move forward. Sometimes we look at ourselves and we pump our fist, we feel that we're great when we face a lot of challenges that we are not addressing. That is not to say we have not made progress. December 12, 1972, we had a number of Haitians who came to Pompano. That was the first group of documented Haitian coming to South Florida. And they faced a lot of challenges. There were people who were seeking political asylum because they were fleeing the Duvalier dictatorship. They tried to apply for asylum, they denied them. And then when some black Baptist ministers and Catholic priests joined them and tried to sue the US government for discrimination, again, that effort was not successful. Later on in the 80s, we had about 5,000 Haitians who were denied political asylum. And those people at that time, the effort were more successful. And they sued the government and they won. And later on, the Jimmy Carter administration will enact what was called the Cuban Haitian Entrant Act, that allows Haitians to find ways to resettle in the United States. So the community, I said that to remind you that we've come from a long, long, long way. And there's a lot of things I can remember back in 1994. In Palm Beach County, you only had a handful of Haitians working at the school district. Today, we have commissioners of Haitian background, mayors of Haitian background throughout the United States. We have a lot of candidates of Haitian background. You can walk into a store and the manager happened to be Haitian. You walk into a government agency and one of the top people, they just turn out to be Haitian. So individually, we've been doing quite well, but as a community, is that the story? In this on this platform, we want to take the time and talk to key stakeholders about the struggle of turning the Haitian community into a strong community. And everybody had different experiences. When we have those conversations, we will talk to them about experiences that they've had, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Today, we receive on this platform Dr. NADIA ASSAD from Impactful Touch Center. And she's a candidate in Lauderhill. And we're going to talk to her. Yes, we'll touch on her campaign, but the conversation will be about mostly where are we as a community? What needs to happen? What are the mistakes that we've made along the way, and how can we learn from our mistakes? Because oftentimes it's not the mistakes that are the issues, it's whether we're able to learn from them and grow. So that's the conversation we're gonna have. Dr. NADIA, first, thank you very much for being with us. We are happy. You're our first guest, and we're excited about the conversation. You wear so many hats in the community. You are a very strong voice. It seems like everywhere I go, you're there. I would see your face everywhere on every community effort. You're there. You're always there. You're a constant presence, and it speaks to your passion for the community, your interest first of all, for the viewers who are meeting you for the first time, give them a sense of who Dr. Nadia Assad is.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure and an honor for me to be the first guest today in this show, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate being here and having such an important conversation that is overdue. And again, like you said, my name is Nadia Assad. They call me Dr. Assad because of my doctorate in counseling and as well in theology. I am an ordained minister in counseling as well. People don't know that. Most of you guys don't know that. Nadia Assad.
I didn't know that.
There you go. There are many things that that doesn't get out there that often. But once in a blue moon, then you guys, you'll get to know me a little bit better. Though, like I always said, it's a petit soyet. I am from Haiti, growing up, born and raised. I am a community servant to begin with. I navigated here to the U.S. since 1997. From Port-au-Prince, Haiti, to coming in here, interaction with the community, things that I have seen, the disparities, things that we can do together. And I am a person of, less word and a lot of action. So I said to myself, listen, somebody have to start, putting their gloves on and get into the battlefield and then do what we're supposed to be doing. In summary, I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am a cousin, I have my family here with me. I mostly my career and my life have been centered around community services. That's all I know. I got everything that I have today, and I am who I am today. After God, thanks to my mom. She had instilled in me charity, compassion, gratefulness. Everything that I am today, it's her. So it's a great conversation that we're gonna have today. I can't wait, to have it. And of course, I am running for office for the City of Lauderhill Commission Seat 1, and looking forward to celebrating with you guys all. But mostly, I'm here today for us to have those uncomfortable conversations that needs to happen for us to get outside of the box and be mindful of what it is, communication and community engagement that we need to, start doing for us to be where we need to be, for us to get what we need to get. So I am to thank you so much.
All right. So we start this conversation with it. My observation has been that a lot of time we look at the community, we look at the sheer number, and we think that is enough, and we say, oh, we are a very strong and vibrant community. How do you see the Haitian community?
Listen, allow me to say it, we're gonna be blunt. We're not gonna be how you say that. We're not gonna be political today.
Yeah.
Okay? We're gonna tell it how it is. How Haitian community today, as far as I am concerned, and from what I'm seeing from the study that I have done, from the time that I've been walking around, we are at the level ground. Okay? We are not where we need to be. We're not in halfway of where we need to be. Looking at comparison, because in order for you to have businesses, in order for you to have something that's going on that is good, you need to do comparison, right? If you are comparing yourself to the Jewish community, to the Latino community, to the American community, to all of the other community that are around, we are not doing anything as far as I'm concerned. Okay? As a community in what you see in community, you see calm, you see united, right? You see togetherness. As the American says, you see we are one, right? Community, unity.
Right.
But we are not doing that for one. Second of all, we have that tendency of being like complacent. Like if we're sitting here, we can go to work, we have a way of paying the bills, we are okay. They're not okay. One thing that I've been saying that we have not seen yet, most of the things that are happening in our country, it is from here. The solution is from here, the US. We as the community need to start getting to where we need to be, which is a strong community that can make decisions, that can ask for what we need, by the way that we are getting engaged in the community. We are not engaged. As a community right now, the elections are coming, right? We have the election coming. Can we say that the majority of our Haitians gonna be voting or have been voting? We can't.
Yeah, and
We cannot say that.
you mentioned something that is that is critical, and I want to go back to it. There's a lot of things that you say that needs to that we need to expand on, but let's look at first the very fact that we are. You say that we need to come together, but as a community, we are very much divided, and we have superficial togetherness, what I would call superficial togetherness, where something happened and it seems like we are okay, but deep inside we're not really working together in defining the Haitian agenda. And we say, this is because this is the Haitian agenda, this is how we're gonna move forward. But we each have our own perception of what this agenda, and what has been your experience in reaching out to different segment of the community and maybe the leadership to say, hey, let's work together.
The problem that we've been having is that we don't see the we. We see me, and me, or my organization or my sector.
Right.
When it's supposed to be a we affair. The reason why it's supposed to be a we affair, because if I am not thriving, if my community is not thriving, we are not thriving. So therefore, there's no way that we're gonna come up with a certain point to say, okay, this is what we want to accomplish, let's do it. Because as you started, CHERIZA, as a unity, you didn't see my agenda, you didn't see his agenda. So therefore, it becomes like a pattern, a circle, where everybody have their own agenda, whether it's political, whether it's financial, whatever it is. We step aside from the community. We step aside from the we standpoint, which we need to go back to. I'm going to give you a simple example. I have my community, right? Impactful Touch Community Organization. There we go. I am not the one that's going to say, okay, this organization already have theirs. I am not to partner up with them or do anything. As a matter of fact, the less little organization that we have, if we have a whole, like one big organization that is in compound everybody together, the better. Like that, we have the strength. Whatever I have, if I have that $10,000, I can put it towards something. You add into it, instead of it having a building for five stories, we can have one of 10 stories. More people get sheltered, okay? But we are not seeing it this way. The other thing that we don't have as well is that educational part, that we need to step outside of that box, the Zoom and everything else, which is good. Like, for example, I cannot come to you today. I was able to use the Zoom to be able to be with you in a way. That's perfect. However, I cannot be sitting with you on a Zoom meeting every month, every day. Me and you need to get outside. We need to reach the community that need to hear what we have to offer, the educational part that we have to offer, as far as the resources for the community, for businesses, right? How to vote, how to get your status update on the website. Those are the things that we need to be outside of our comfort zone to bring out to the community, because at the end of the day, some of the things that are happening in our community is not because it is done on purpose. Is because of lack of education. We don't have enough people out there to educate our community, the people that are in need of those information, so they can move forward, so they know what to do, where to step in.
Yeah.
So get that.
And this is a good point, because and we're talking about education. It's also related to how do we understand the dynamic of the society that we find ourselves in. We are in the United States, so for example, politics is not the same way as in Haiti, where people tend to, you running, you say, what do you have for me? But here is, how can I support you? And that support is not just in terms of saying that I will vote for you, but how do I bring the financial support? But oftentimes you found people behaving as if they were back in Haiti. How much of a negative impact you think that is on the effort to strengthen the community?
Yeah, it is very hard. It's very hard to let them understanding that the same system that we have in Haiti here is not the same. I don't know how where we're gonna start with that one because a lot, it is heavy. It is heavy. I myself personally encountered people when I'm talking about either my candidacy or somebody else that I know that would be best suiting to be occupying that position that they were seeking for to assist the community. The first question will be, of course, what's in it for me? So right there and there, we need to have conversation to make them understand that it is not about you only. It's about the whole community. It's about the community overall, the well-being of the community, what we're gonna bring back to our community, to our country back in Haiti. So it is a very very touchy subject to try to inform them. That Haitian saying that says it is one to teach the kulab something, the snake, but to take it into school is another one. I don't even remember.
Yeah. So, mene kulev la l'école c'est yon fait chita son lot. So,
There we go.
and yeah, and I think it kind of described the challenge, because what I see is that we try to be politically correct, and so we say the things that we think people will agree with,
There we go.
and but we're not addressing the issues that need to address. And one of the things that I get tired of is the notion of always pointing fingers at someone outside of our community. I think that we have a failure of leadership, and we need to have a conversation about holding our leaders to account. Because when we're talking about a Haitian agenda, what is that Haitian agenda? If someone were to come and say, I'm running for Congress, and what is it that the Haitian community wants? We don't have something that would be indicative of what the majority of Haitian they want. We may have something that I am seeking, and I said, I believe you should do this, but do we have a defined Haitian agenda?
Definitely, that's the thing. That's what we need to sit down, like you said, with the leaders to get something together. We have so many issues in our community, particularly in our Haitian community. The top one is the immigration system, right? Second one is education, right? And the third one is like the resources that they need, or like financial, the economic mobility. Okay, so when you look at that, you asking yourself, okay, what is it that our leaders have been putting out there? What is it that they are bringing forth? As a leader, you have to remember that people are following you. That is leader. That's the meaning of it. Are following you.
Right.
So for the example, the teaching, everything else that is in need for us to thrive, to get to where we need to be, it's supposed to be coming from them. You're looking at, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be going out there. We having our pastors, right? Our pastors are the number one people that everybody's following. My pastor can come here and then I'm having something at the house, and then he come tell me, listen, you need to fix that. Your husband is this, your husband is that. God said this. You need to come together. So they are the one that will be coming into your house and then letting you, okay, this is what you need to do, because afterward we're supposed to live together in love and everything else. It's the same thing that is supposed to be happening inside of the church. Inside of the church, I understand that as far as religiously concerned, certain religious, they don't, quote unquote, participate in politics. But politics is your everyday life. Politics is what makes you able to have your building standing in the city. First of all, you have to get the permit done, you have to get registered, they have to tell you what's going on, and all of those, where did they come from? Law, from politics. So you are in politics, you are participating in politics every day. The food that you're putting on your table, everything that you do in your everyday life it is managed by politics. So how can you not participate in politics?
And
so
that's
Go ahead.
And that's a topic of interest to me, because I can remember when I worked at Radio Lumiere, there was there was this notion that for you to be a good Christian, you don't get involved in politics. And then it went from that to, oh, God sent me to become the president. And now we try, and it seems to me whenever it suits our personal interest, then that's when we embrace it. Otherwise, it's like, no, just leave it alone. And I think we're doing a disservice to the community. We have a situation right now where a lot of people are coming through the Biden program, the Biden Pro program, or they go through the borders, and those people they are here. There's a need, and what we do, we sit back, and we're hoping that somehow the government will intervene and do something. But whenever you try to have the conversation, what is it that as a community we can do? The appetite to talk about that is not really there.
No, that you will find. That's very common. Like I was saying earlier, we believe that the government is to do everything for us, but we forgot that we as a community, you need to start, fighting for yourself. You need to do things that is all in need for the community. You started. Mm-hmm. You started that place. You could get a startup. Mm-hmm. Then the government can finalize things for you. It's the same thing as, for example, let's say you are in that organization like as a grant. You need a grant. What do? You write your grant proposal. Right. You say, okay, this is what I started, days ago. Based on the need of the community right now, I have 50 more thousand people that needs the service that I'm provided. However, I cannot manage to give it to them because I'm lack of funding. So
right.
Can you help me? So those are the things that we need to start doing. Mm-hmm. As far as the church are concerning, you are at the church. If you are practicing, because I don't know to what extent you're practicing politics, or you are in the community, it is your job to know how many leaders are registered voters. Mm-hmm. How many leaders cannot vote now? How many leaders need the green cards? How many leaders need to get their citizenship application done?
Yeah.
How can I use them? How can I do that?
Yeah.
So now I'm done with this one. So how many leaders in the community are assisting with, business classes, ESOL classes, whatever it is. So you could get those things ongoing, you get those things organized.
And as you talk about this, I look at the fact that sometimes we look at the sheer number. We say, oh, it's a large community, and we think that it translates into political capital. That because of the sheer number, then we're supposed to be strong. Our voices will be heard because we are large. But what we fail sometimes to understand is how many of those people are registered voters. How many of them, and do we have even? And this is something since 2016 I've been advocating for this. We need to come up with the data where we identify how many Haitian voters we have and where are they, and we are in contact. Because if you go to the League of Women Voters, they can tell you exactly we are in contact with this many voters, and you come to them and you say I'm running in Lauderhill. They can say we have access to this many, so they can have a conversation because they have the numbers.
Exactly.
So how do we but it seems to me that we are relying on just the number.
The numbers, that's it. Yeah.
And then we're not trying to organize. And maybe is it because we're afraid that it's gonna take too much time, that we don't want to go beyond because we are divided, and maybe people are afraid of venturing into the unknown, and we're afraid of taking bold steps to organize this community. What would it take for us to really come to the point where we say, okay, let's stop this charade, this illusion, and let's start working on strengthening this community, and let's do the things that will help the community become stronger.
There we go. We started already. Me and you, we started already today, or the day before today, whenever we start talking about that. So those are things that we need to start doing. Once you start talking about it, you start taking action. Now we know the issues that you can take steps now to make sure that we get those people registered and finalize the numbers with action that are behind it. Because we cannot say that we have 10,000 Haitian and we don't even know that if they are voters or not. So, which come to my point earlier that I was saying, we don't have the numbers, we cannot ask. Therefore, we're still staying in the same predicament that we have been since whatever time it was, that we've been going through those issues that our people are ongoing. You know, you don't have the numbers, you cannot sit at the table with me and telling me what you want for your community. Because in order for your community to have what they want, they have to tell me, okay, I am able to vote on the next election that's coming, how many of your people can vote for me?
Right.
If you cannot do that, we don't have a conversation.
Right.
The other bad part again is, let's talk about, you know, money. Even our own people, your Haitian brothers and sisters are running. How many of you are stepping in to say, listen, my sister's Nadia is running and I know she is capable. We're not asking you to, you know, go ahead and throw your money left and right on people that you know that do not have the ability to assume the position that they are running for, right? However, as you know that there's somebody that is dim for the cause, are you able to say at least, okay, let me put $1 into that campaign and make sure that I have somebody that can represent the community, that can work with the community for the good of everybody? Can we do that? We don't do that.
Yeah. And part of it is the I think there's a level of I want to say we are not informed about the challenge, and people see people running, and the assumption is that oh, I forgo.
Yes.
And then and there's something that you say. We had an interview about your campaign. And that never left my mind, because I think it's reflective of the challenge that we face. That some people would see you run as a woman, and they hope, they dream, wow, this is a beautiful, very attractive woman, and then when they realize nothing of such would happen, they just ghost you.
That's it.
And it shows the lack of commitment and the lack of education. So and not even understanding the power of money on the campaign. To me, that's a great disadvantage, because when you're running, your opponent, they have people who are saying, hey, how can I help? Here's my contribution. But that's not, and I'm not sure it's a question of do we have the money, because you have all those Ponzi schemes that end up getting so much money from the Haitian community. And the trend that I see now also, and I know I'm getting into things that will get me in trouble, but we have a lot of pastors who are getting multi-million dollars building.
Yes.
So how do we get to, and I know education is a good part of it, but how do we get the Haitian media to play a certain role in that conversation? Because I think it starts there. It starts with the media raising awareness of those challenges.
Listen, I have been blessed. I have been so fortunate to have some of my media Haitian brothers that have been supporting this campaign. I do not want to put name out, this time I'm going to be political. But however, listen, we have so many good journalism, so many good brothers and sisters in the media sector that are more than willing to sit down and then broadcast those things and make sure that those good information get out there. So like I stated earlier, me and you, we start that conversation along with your team that's behind the camera. I am sure we're gonna be able to carry this out in a way that we get everybody's attention so they can listen, because it's not really about talking bad about this and that. We are having a conversation that might be uncomfortable for certain, but it is needed to happen, because we cannot continue like that. We can't. They must have something that says, like last week when we had that conversation, something had happened for us to have that in mind, to change that, to come and talk about that. Meaning that there will be ways that will be coming along the way for us to put that out there. And I am sending that invitation out there as right now, when they will be listening to that, for them to be ahead and come to us, contact you, contact me, so we can go ahead and get that conversation on good, because we are at the last straw right now, I would say. We look at what's going on in our community here in Haiti. We are at the last straw, so we need to do something. We need to stand up and start getting what I call organized.
Right.
It is a matter of getting organized for us to have a voice. We need to make our voice count, because we are here. We are here in numbers. Right. So we need the action to go behind the numbers.
And you said something earlier that what's going on in Haiti, it's up to us, the diaspora, to do something and to fix it. I think a lot of time, I was teaching about external locus of control, and I think in the Haitian community we have a lot of that, because we tend to believe someone else is responsible, not us. We always blame, oh, blanc, c'est blanc, c'est blanc, c'est blanc, c'est blanc. And I think we need to come to a point where we start asking ourselves, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yes. And how do we do that? With the little that we have, how do we start something? We spark a fire. And when we take ourselves seriously, then others will look at us differently. I believe that it's a matter of leadership. How do we, yes. And if we strengthen the community here, even in terms of advocacy, then it put us in a better position. When the Jewish, we think that they are powerful, but they are powerful because they are very organized. And the story was in the news the other day that every Republican legislator, they have a Jewish babysitter who's calling them all the time and say, this is what we want. So, and the what we want is based on coordinated action. Everybody is on board with this is what the agenda is. But and I look at the conversation about Haiti. We had groups in the Haitian diaspora that say, oh, we need troops to be sent to Haiti. And some will say, no, don't send. Each of those groups, not only they had those disagreements, but they were also reaching out to the administration, and they getting those conflicted positions. And what would it take for us to, is it ego? Is it because we just have to come to a point where we say, okay, I may not be fully on board with this, but for the sake of unity, let's try this and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we move to something else.
So we have that thing that calls, if it's not from me, if it's not by me, it's not happening. And I think it's time for it to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I'm running for office, since CHERIZA is not running for office, then therefore no, Nadia cannot be passing as a commissioner because it's supposed to be me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to pass that stage of the me, and then see the us. So it is, I don't remember how many, I don't know if you saw me into the Zoom meeting, the meeting that you were referring to earlier that I was in. I just sit there and I had to stay quiet for 1 second. Because this leader come with something, this one come with something, and those meetings are organized like 15 days, 1 month ahead, even if it's 2-3 days ahead. We need to be able to sit down together and say, okay, this is it. We're gonna have a meeting with such and such. What is it that we're gonna be asking? What is that we're gonna be discussing? What can we come up together and then ask in a community accord that yes, this is what we need, this is what we think that's gonna be, beneficial for everybody.
Right.
But we cannot do that.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, that will be a kind of like a weakness.
Yeah.
That I have to be the one to come up with the solution and then take credit for it. No, it's a us thing.
Yeah.
We the people, we want this. We had discussed this, and this is what we want.
Yeah.
And then some, like you were saying about all of the other organizational, community that we have abroad, such as the Jewish community, the Cuban community, the Latin community, they all have that in common. They organize themselves, they talk among themselves, They discuss the issues, right? And then they bring forth solution that is good for their people in common,
And
right?
I remember a meeting where they had and those issues. It's not just the issues related to Haitians who are living here. It's like it's a Haitian problem.
Yes.
So there was a meeting with political leaders from Haiti, and it was a meeting where they say, okay, so if we were to go and advocate for you, what would you want us to tell the administration? For 3 hours, those leaders could not agree on one thing, and I found that to be very sad.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah. So and we need to come to a point, and even because leadership is about having a vision that is consistent with the aspiration, the dream of the people, and you look at so right now, if you were to look at the church, that's the basic organization structural organization that we have, that we could start from. But I don't see the sense of urgency to understand the challenges that we face. And the thing that you talk about is that you were into counseling, but I found this is something that is so rare in our church. When I was a child, I used to remember that there used to be counseling session that the pastor or the priest would, you go through issues in your marriage. There's a session that they're doing. You have, but then we're moving away from those things and from the responsibility. We're complaining that people are getting divorced, but we're not doing anything to help them overcome the challenges that they face.
Exactly. Okay, so the divorce comes, first of all, number one reason for divorce in America or anywhere is financial.
Hmm.
So are we doing workshop to help them, with their financial issues, financial literacy? Are we providing job fair at the churches to help them find jobs and everything else? Are we teaching them how to run their own organization or their own business? Are we reaching out to other community organizations that provide those things to give to them for free?
Hmm.
Are we doing that?
Hmm.
So those are counseling.
So,
This is it.
so is it the time? I know in Haiti we talk a lot about a national conference. Do you think that in the diaspora we need something, some kind of come to Jesus moment where we bring everybody to the table and say, listen, we're not doing as well as we think that we're doing. Is it that time?
Well, it is overdue.
Hmm.
It is overdue because everybody seems to be on the cloud, taking like you said earlier, we are in numbers. Particularly now, there's more Haitian coming and everything else. Like we are a lot. If you say that we're gonna hit the ground, then they're gonna go ahead and do what we're. So how many times you guys have done the manifestation, the how you call it again in English? Help me out, please.
The rallies.
Rally.
Yeah.
The rallies.
Mhm.
How many rallies have we done, and where are we now? How's that working so far?
Yeah. And that's
Okay?
that's the
Nation
thing.
people that are, educated, nation of people that are really serious about getting things done. They write that pen and pencil. They write down on proposals. They write down things that they need to have done, to see done. They organize themselves.
Yeah.
They don't get the bamboo, they don't get the flag, they don't get the la canala, no, none of those.
Yeah.
You sit sitting at a table discussing things that they need to be discussing about, and then make sure that they come up with a solution.
Right. And that's the we when we look at a number of issues related to Haiti, it seems like the default strategy is always to say we're gonna have rallies, we're gonna show them how strong we are, and you have thousands of people who may not be eligible to vote on the street, and they look at you, they say, yeah, keep protesting.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Because what happened is like they thinking about that time where they had accused Haitian community of the one carrying the AIDS
HIV.
and it, they went on Eastern Parkway, they shake the bridge, and everything was like back to normal. Then we had boomers.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Asian community that were strong, that were there to educate the community, that they were organized at that time.
And this is the part that I think is also missing. I think when we look at the story of what happened then, it was the rally was kind of the last step, but there were other things, other efforts at putting pressure on the government by other means. So the rallies cannot be a default strategy. You have to try a lot of other things, and once they, and you use the rally to just to raise awareness, to get public opinion to side with you. But we would find other editorial comments that were strategically published
There you go.
to make the case. And even in with the stories that we started when the first group came, you had court cases, because sometimes you have to have enough people who say we'll take it to court and see what happened. Like, so, and when we have those things, so we have to. So we're running out of time, but I don't want to go without having you talk about your campaign. Tell people what you're running for and what help you need from them.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's such an amazing conversation. I'll tell you, sometimes I go places and my team will say, Nadia, aren't you running for office? You forget to tell that you're running for office. It is, it is amazing. But listen, I am your candidate, Nadia Assad. I'm running for Lauderhill Commission Seat 1. And of course, as we were discussing earlier, we need everybody to be on board. It's not a me thing, it's an us thing. So, financially, we need help. We need hands, we need volunteers to come and help however they can. They can reach our campaign at my number, 954-305-7262, or they can go to the website, donate however they can. We are not, greedy. We accept everything. In-kind donation, however you can help. Website is www.votenadiaassad.com. Again, www.votenadiaassad.com. And also know that when you engage into my campaign, you're not engaged only in the electoral campaign. You engage with Impactful Community Touch Center. You engage into impact organization and whatever it is that we're doing around the community to help everybody. So you're welcome to bring forth your idea as well. And I want to thank you for watching us, and thank you, Mr. CHERIZA. I believe you are Dr. CHERIZA as well.
Yes. Let me ask you this: there's no restriction in terms of where the person is to contribute to your campaign.
No, we have a pack, so that will cover us from there.
Okay.
Yes.
So wherever you're watching, then you can call and make a contribution. And if you are in South Florida, because Lauderhill is not, even if you were to live in West Palm Beach, you still can drive to Lauderhill. It's not a long drive. You can go and ask them when they're doing grassroots effort, when they doing phone bank, because sometimes those things, especially for those local elections, it's how many people that you can get in their face and say, I am running, do you know me? Or somebody goes and say, do you know so-and-so who's running? Can you support? And this is what the person stands for. Engage with the campaign. And again, I will make that case for our Haitian candidates to win. We need more people to contribute financially to the campaign, and we need people to volunteer time and other things that they may have to make sure that they win the election. It's been a pleasure, and I know that a lot of people could have said, well, I'm running, why do I get into this conversation? But it shows leadership, because leadership, that's what leadership is about. Leadership is about challenging the status quo, to say there's a better way to do things, and I'm gonna lead the way to that. So having that conversation is a first step, and we thank you for being part of it, and we look forward to more interaction so that people can know the things that need to happen. I'm interested in people coming to have that that conversation. Thank you very much for being on this platform today.
Thanks for having me. It was
And
a pleasure.
remind them the number again.
My number is 954-305-7262. Again, 954-305-7262. Thank you.
That was our second edition of the CHERIZA Report. Thank you for watching. See you next time.